Imagine for a moment that you have lived your entire life believing in fairness, that if you work hard, if you are virtuous, if you follow the rules, the world will inevitably reward you. You were told this as a child. You were taught that honesty is the path to success, that kindness guarantees respect, that integrity is invincible. And yet, here you are. You look around. Who is truly on top? Is it the diligent, the righteous, the morally pure? Or is it the ruthless, the strategic, the unbound? The truth is brutal. The world does not operate on morality. It does not reward virtue. It thrives on power. And power, Nietzsche tells us, belongs to those who understand its nature, those who do not wait for permission, those who impose their will upon reality. This is the will to power, the driving force behind every empire, every corporation, every historic conquest, every revolution, every rise to greatness. And most people never see it. Since childhood, you have been conditioned to repress your desires, to fear ambition, to believe that wanting more is shameful. You were taught to wait your turn, to respect limits, to obey the rules imposed by others. Meanwhile, those who mastered the art of ruthlessness were quietly seizing opportunities, bending circumstances to their favor, building empires while the moral and obedient watched in vain. Consider history itself. Alexander the Great did not wait for a crown. He took what he wanted with fire, strategy, and vision. Caesar did not plead for power. He crushed opposition, manipulated allies, and imposed his presence until Rome was his to command. Napoleon ignored limits, ignored the conventional rules of warfare, and expanded his influence across Europe until ambition itself betrayed him in Russia. What separates those who succeed from those who fall is not morality, but mastery of self, mastery of circumstance, mastery of others. Even in the corporate world, the same principle unfolds. Amazon, Apple, Uber, these titans did not grow by playing fair. They grew by understanding markets, by anticipating moves, by dominating when opportunity arose, and by neutralizing threats decisively. Those who cling to morality often end up crushed by competition, left wondering why the world never rewarded goodness. Because the world is not a reward system. It is a battlefield. This is why Nietzsche called traditional morality a mechanism of control, what he termed slave morality. It glorifies submission, humility, and restraint. It praises sacrifice and punishes desire. It teaches you that ambition is arrogance, that seeking power is immoral, that asserting your will is sinful. And who benefits from this doctrine? Not the ambitious, not the strong, not the strategic. The weak, the powerless, the fearful. They write the rules to contain the strong, to restrain the masters, to keep themselves safe. Meanwhile, master morality, the morality of those who rise, who impose, who create, is painted as cruel, dangerous, and immoral. And yet, it is master morality that has driven human history, that has built civilizations, that has changed the course of empires. Those who follow it do not wait. They do not plead. They do not hope. They take. They act. And they survive because they understand both the power within and the rules of the game around them.
Think of human psychology. We are not beings motivated purely by justice, happiness, or comfort. These are illusions sold to us by society to keep us compliant. Deep down, humans desire influence, dominance, control. The lion kills not for fairness, but to establish territory. The CEO eliminates competition not for virtue, but to secure supremacy. The politician manipulates not for justice, but for survival and power. Ambition, dominance, control. These are the forces that drive human behavior across history, across societies, across every age. And yet, most people repress this impulse. They are shackled by guilt, by fear, by the teachings of a morality that glorifies weakness. They hesitate, they wait, they obey, and while they do, the ruthless surge ahead. Those who understand their own will to power cultivate it, channel it, refine it. They strike not impulsively, but strategically. They wait, observe, and attack at the perfect moment. They understand timing, patience, subtlety, the art of influence. Here is a first, crucial lesson. Power without self-mastery is destruction. Caesar, for all his brilliance, was betrayed. Napoleon, for all his genius, was defeated. Ambition without control, strategy without patience, power without wisdom, this is a recipe for downfall. Even the most ruthless, if blind to the currents around them, will tumble. Nietzsche observed this, understanding that the rise to power is not enough. Sustaining it requires constant vigilance, insight, and calculated action. Let's anchor this in modern life. The business world is filled with brilliant, hardworking individuals who struggle endlessly despite their dedication. Why? Because the ladder of success is not climbed by virtue alone. It is climbed by strategy, by anticipation, by exploiting the rules of the game while others obey them blindly. Look at Steve Jobs. Did he conform to expectation? Did he wait for approval? No. He imposed his vision, reshaped the industry, and turned the impossible into reality. And yet, there is a danger even for the modern master. Power corrupts. Yes, but also blinds. The fall of great leaders is often their own creation: hubris, miscalculation, unchecked ambition. Jeff Skilling of Enron, Elizabeth Holmes of Tyrannos, both understood ruthlessness, both sought dominance, yet both were consumed by their lack of foresight and control. The same principle that elevates can destroy if wielded without balance. So, what is the path? Nietzsche never preached blind cruelty. He taught awareness, mastery, the art of knowing when to be ruthless and when to restrain oneself. He observed that true power belongs to those who can balance desire with wisdom, strategy with patience, domination with subtlety. To rise, you must act decisively. To remain, you must act prudently. Let's pause for a moment here. If this narrative is opening your eyes to the raw truth of power, consider subscribing and hitting like. This is not a journey for the faint of heart. It is for those who dare to confront reality as it is, not as they wish it to be. Human ambition is like fire. Unchecked, it consumes everything in its path. Controlled, it forges empires. Those who understand this difference between destructive passion and calculated ambition are the ones who truly wield power. They observe the world with clarity, acting when the moment is ripe, waiting when it is not, and always thinking several moves ahead. History repeats itself because human nature does not change. The same lessons that guided Alexander, Caesar, and Napoleon guide the CEOs, politicians, and influencers of today. The battlefield has shifted from swords to markets, from armies to corporations, from empires to social networks, but the principle remains immutable. Power favors the strategic, the ruthless, the self-aware, and the patient.
Pause and ask yourself, are you content to follow the rules imposed on you, to wait for recognition, to be a pawn in someone else's game? Or are you ready to awaken, to understand the currents of power, to see clearly, and to act with calculated force? Nietzsche's philosophy is not a guide to malice. It is a guide to awareness, a call to confront reality unflinchingly, to see beyond illusions, and to master oneself before attempting to master the world. Even in personal relationships, influence is power. Those who assert themselves subtly, who understand motivations, who act strategically, gain control not through brute force, but through insight. The rules are the same whether in politics, business, or life: patience, observation, psychological acuity, and decisive action. Those who master these tools rise, those who ignore them fall. And now, consider the contemporary world. Social media, global corporations, political landscapes. Every environment is a game of power. Influence is currency. Awareness is armor. Ruthlessness without strategy is chaos. Strategy without ruthlessness is impotence. Those who rise today understand the nature of power in ways most will never admit aloud. They manipulate, negotiate, observe, and strike with precision, all while others cling to outdated morality, hoping that goodness will be rewarded. Yet, as Nietzsche warned, the abyss gazes back. Power, if untempered, consumes. The masters must balance ambition with wisdom, ruthlessness with restraint, dominance with emotional intelligence. Those who do not are inevitably destroyed by their own unchecked force. And this is why the study of power is not just about domination, it is about survival. Understanding human nature, anticipating reactions, and controlling one's own impulses. These are the keys to sustaining influence once it has been seized. Why ruthless people win, the hidden psychology of power, the mind's dark edge. Power is not just about taking, it is about seeing. It is about understanding the invisible threads that guide behavior, influence decisions, and shape outcomes. It is the art of perception, seeing who holds sway, who fears exposure, who obeys silently, and who is waiting for opportunity. Those who rise ruthlessly are not simply cruel. They are acutely aware of cause and effect, motive and consequence, action and reaction. They see what others ignore, anticipate what others cannot, and act with precision when the moment arrives. Consider the psychological battlefield of the modern world. The office, the marketplace, the digital sphere, these are all arenas where influence determines outcome. Your colleagues, your competitors, your friends, even your family, are all participants in a subtle dance of power. Every conversation, every negotiation, every handshake is a chance to assert influence or to be subjugated. The ruthless succeed because they understand the rules that others refuse to acknowledge. They understand that kindness, while socially lauded, is rarely rewarded. That patience, while virtuous, is often exploited. That strategy, while invisible, dictates every victory and defeat. Let us take an example from corporate life. Imagine a promotion at a major company. 2 employees are equally skilled. One is diligent, loyal, and morally upright. The other is observant, strategic, and unbound by social niceties. Who ascends? Not the morally superior. Not the obedient. The one who understands perception, who maneuvers alliances, who anticipates objections, and who projects authority even before it is formally recognized. Influence is invisible power, and the ruthless learn to wield it without hesitation. Now, pause for a moment. If these truths are opening your eyes, remember to like and subscribe. This channel dives into the realities of the mind, harsh, unfiltered, and necessary. Ignorance will not protect you. Awareness is your shield. The psychology of power reveals an uncomfortable reality. Humans are motivated less by fairness than by gain, security, and influence. They respond to status, fear, opportunity, and desire. Mastery of these motivators is the silent weapon of the ruthless. They know that empathy is a tool, patience a strategy, and assertiveness a language. The ordinary, constrained by morality, fail to see the levers. The extraordinary manipulate them. History repeats this lesson relentlessly. The Machiavellis of the past understood power as chess, not as combat. They observed, predicted, and influenced before taking decisive action. Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince is not a guide to cruelty. It is a guide to awareness, to understanding human nature, and to surviving in a world where virtue is often exploited by cunning. Those who ignore this truth remain pawns, while those who embrace it ascend the board. Even within families, the dynamics of power unfold invisibly. The sibling who subtly influences decisions, the partner who maneuvers outcomes, the relative who exploits expectations, all demonstrate that dominance is psychological before it is tangible. Ruthless people succeed not because they are stronger, but because they understand the rules of human behavior and bend them with subtlety. Consider subscribing if this resonates. Knowledge of these hidden patterns is not common, and applying them responsibly can transform your life. In modern life, social media has become a microcosm of power dynamics. Visibility is influence. Perception is authority. Engagement is currency. The ruthless navigate these waters like generals plotting campaigns. They understand optics, narratives, and timing. A post, a comment, a share, these are not trivial acts. They are instruments of influence, shaping reputation, alliances, and opportunities. Those unaware are invisible. Those observant command attention. The mind of a ruthless person is always analyzing, always calculating. Every interaction, every exchange, every reaction is data. They track patterns, anticipate weaknesses, and exploit openings before others even notice them. They understand that emotion, while often celebrated, is a liability if uncontrolled. They control not only circumstances but themselves, maintaining composure, projecting confidence, and manipulating perception to align with their objectives. Consider the story of Steve Jobs. His ruthlessness was legendary, yet it was strategic, disciplined, and vision-driven. He demanded excellence not to punish, but to manifest a vision that others could not yet comprehend. He saw potential and controlled it. He imposed his will subtly but decisively. Ruthlessness is not mindless cruelty. It is applied intelligence, directed force, and relentless discipline. Even politics, the eternal stage of power, validates this principle. The most successful leaders often display calculated ruthlessness. They anticipate rivals, exploit weaknesses, and manipulate perception. The world is unforgiving, and naive morality is a liability. A leader's empathy is tactical, their decisiveness brutal when necessary. Influence is the currency, ruthlessness is the method, survival is the measure. Let's break this into actionable psychology. The ruthless master 5 critical traits. Observation. They see everything. They notice patterns, intentions, weaknesses, and opportunities others miss. Timing. They act when the moment is ripe, not impulsively. Patience is their weapon. Manipulation. They understand that influence is more powerful than force. They bend others to their vision with subtlety. Restraint. They know when to wait, when to strike, and when to let others self-destruct. Impulse destroys power. Control. They master themselves first, emotions, desires, ego, before attempting to master others. If these principles sound cold, it is because they are. But the truth is not warm. The world does not reward warmth. It rewards effectiveness. Recognizing this does not make you cruel. It makes you aware. It allows you to navigate reality with clarity and strategy. Now, imagine applying these lessons in daily life. Negotiating a deal, managing a team, influencing a friend, or even understanding a competitor. Each scenario becomes a game of observation, timing, manipulation, restraint, and control. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to assert influence or to learn from the responses of others. The ruthless win because they recognize this framework and execute it flawlessly. Consider the subtlety of influence in communication. A word, a pause, a gesture, a tone. These are not trivial. They are instruments of control. A ruthless person uses them to project authority, create doubt, or inspire compliance. They understand that humans are predictably irrational, and they exploit this predictability with precision. Knowledge is power, yes, but applied knowledge is dominance. In business, this is evident in negotiations. The inexperienced negotiator seeks agreement. The morally constrained negotiator seeks fairness. The ruthless negotiator seeks advantage, strategically, methodically, and without hesitation. They anticipate objections, manipulate perception, and assert control while maintaining composure. Success is rarely a product of luck. It is the result of disciplined observation and calculated action. If you want more insights into the hidden patterns that shape success, hit that like and subscribe button now. The knowledge here is rare, but the advantage it offers is transformative. Power is not just external, it is internal. Self-mastery is the foundation. The ruthless understand that unchecked desire leads to ruin, impulsive anger destroys relationships, and fear undermines action. They cultivate emotional intelligence, self-discipline, and strategic patience. The mind is the battlefield. Those who control it command everything else. History shows us repeated patterns. Those who dominate, whether Alexander, Jobs, or a modern CEO, combine ruthlessness with foresight, ambition with control, desire with strategy. Those who fail, despite brilliance, lack one of these elements, often the subtle one, often the unseen one. Recognizing the invisible forces that drive behavior is as critical as acting decisively when opportunity appears. Even in social hierarchies, the principle holds. Observe the dynamics in your workplace, social circle, or family. Who exerts influence without visible force? Who shapes decisions subtly? Who bends perception while appearing compliant? These are the ruthless. They win not because they are stronger physically or morally, but because they understand the architecture of human behavior and navigate it strategically. Finally, understand the moral paradox. Society paints ruthlessness as evil. Morality glorifies restraint and punishes ambition. Yet, ruthlessness is neutral, a tool. It can create or destroy, liberate or dominate, depending on intent and control. Nietzsche's insight is not a prescription for cruelty, but a revelation of reality. Those who understand the mechanics of power, psychology, strategy, perception, command life itself. In conclusion for this segment, the ruthless are not monsters. They are masters of the invisible. They see clearly, act decisively, and balance ambition with wisdom. To succeed in the modern world, to rise above mediocrity, to seize opportunity, one must learn the hidden patterns of influence, human behavior, and strategic ruthlessness. The rules are clear, the path is dangerous, but the reward is mastery, over circumstance, over others, and ultimately, over oneself. Remember, if this perspective is resonating with you, hit like and subscribe. The journey into understanding the hidden patterns of power is just beginning, and applying it intelligently will change how you navigate every interaction in your life. The cold reality of ruthless success, dominate or be dominated, the world is not gentle. The world does not pause for kindness, morality, or sentiment. Every interaction is a contest, every decision a potential threat, every person a competitor, even those you call friend. Survival is not guaranteed. Security is an illusion. Comfort is a trap. And yet, the majority live blind to this reality, obeying invisible rules that the ruthless exploit with brutal efficiency. To understand the ruthless, you must first accept the cold truth. Life rewards those who act decisively, not those who hesitate. It punishes those who are hesitant, indecisive, or sentimental. Weakness is exploited, hesitation is punished, and empathy is weaponized against the naive. Every handshake, every smile, every nod carries meaning. Every misstep is an opportunity for someone else to claim advantage. The world does not forgive, it devours the unprepared. Ruthless individuals operate like predators. They stalk opportunities, strike without remorse, and vanish before consequences catch them. They understand that morality is a liability when untempered by strategy. They recognize that compromise is a luxury for the weak, and that survival favors clarity, audacity, and control. While others flinch, they act. While others delay, they dominate. Pause here and like and subscribe. If you want to stop being prey in your own life, understanding these principles is not optional. Everyone's replaceable, right? Friends, lovers, co-workers. People are just tools or hurdles based on what's going on. The naive believe loyalty and trust are sacred. The ruthless see them as tactical variables. Sacrifices are necessary, and hesitation is fatal. To rise, you must prioritize outcomes over sentiment, strategy over sympathy, and survival over moral comfort. Look around. Consider corporate boards, political campaigns, startups, or even local power circles. The ones who rise fastest, who dominate markets or manipulate narratives, are those who act ruthlessly with precision. They know when to wait, when to strike, and when to obliterate opposition silently. Their power is invisible until it hits like a hammer, leaving others stunned, scrambling, or eliminated. Second brutal truth: emotions are liabilities. Anger, fear, attachment, guilt, all are weaknesses that predators exploit. The ruthless master emotional self-control to manipulate others while remaining untouchable themselves. They provoke responses, guide decisions, and shape outcomes without losing composure. If you allow emotion to cloud judgment, you are prey. If you act with icy calculation, you are predator. History is littered with examples. Consider Julius Caesar, cunning, relentless, strategic. His victories were not merely about skill with a sword. They were about controlling perception, bending loyalty, and acting decisively when opportunity appeared. His downfall: those who underestimated the ruthless or failed to match their cunning. The lesson is simple. Misjudging ruthlessness is fatal. The modern ruthless operate with equal precision. Corporate climbers sabotage rivals subtly. Entrepreneurs manipulate investors' perceptions. Influencers exploit trends for dominance. Governments maneuver allies and enemies alike, often invisibly. These actions are not arbitrary. They are calculated, cold, and effective. Hesitation or misplaced morality guarantees irrelevance. The third brutal truth: power favors action, not morality. Ethics are socially constructed, and the world does not reward virtue alone. History and modern life alike show that the morally righteous often serve as obstacles to the ambitious. The ruthless succeed because they embrace the mechanics of influence, perception, and timing, acting decisively while others deliberate endlessly. Virtue without strategy is impotence. Consider negotiation. Most fail because they prioritize fairness over advantage. The ruthless recognize that every concession is a chance to dominate, every hesitation a window for exploitation. They see the levers, anticipate reactions, and act with precision. The weak negotiate outcomes. The ruthless negotiate power itself. Fourth brutal truth: the mind is the ultimate weapon. Those who control their thoughts, anticipate reactions, and manipulate perception command outcomes. Self-discipline is power. Awareness is dominance. Without mastery over the mind, the body and circumstances will betray you. The ruthless cultivate obsession, foresight, and strategic patience. They think several moves ahead while others stumble over their impulses. If you are still with me, hit like and subscribe now. This is where theory turns into survival. Knowledge without application is useless. Strategy without execution is a dead end. The ruthless embrace a reality the naive refuse to accept. Life is zero-sum. Every opportunity claimed by another is lost to you. Every alliance broken or ignored can be fatal. Every act of indecision or misplaced empathy carries consequences. To survive, you must calculate ruthlessly, act decisively, and remain unbound by conventional morality. Practical application. Identify your battlefield. Is it corporate, social, digital, political, personal? Map it. Observe all participants. Measure strengths, weaknesses, desires, and fears. Anticipate reactions. Manipulate perception. Exploit gaps. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to assert dominance, to test boundaries, or to eliminate threats silently. The ruthless do not stumble blindly. They operate with purpose and precision. Now consider the inevitability of conflict. The world is competitive, chaotic, and unforgiving. Avoiding confrontation is often fatal. Choosing battles poorly is fatal. The ruthless choose wisely, strike decisively, and leave no room for retaliation. They understand that power is not gifted, it is taken. Every concession is a loss. Every hesitation a weakness exposed. Ethical reflection may be tempting, but the ruthless operate with brutal pragmatism. Their morality is functional, not sentimental. It serves strategy, not conscience. They do not apologize for outcomes, they shape them. They understand that compassion, when untethered from control, is exploited. The world rewards control, influence, and mastery, not intentions. Even friendships, partnerships, and alliances are tactical. The ruthless maintain networks to access opportunity, information, and leverage. They discard, redirect, or manipulate connections without hesitation when it serves their objective. Attachment is irrelevant. Only strategic value matters. To act otherwise is to invite exploitation. These lessons are not comfortable, but applying them with intelligence is survival. Most people never grasp this. They remain blind pawns. You can refuse the lesson, but reality will enforce it. The ultimate lesson: dominance demands courage and clarity. Ruthlessness is not cruelty for pleasure. It is clarity for survival. It is the audacity to act when others hesitate, the precision to strike when opportunity is visible, and the discipline to control self and perception relentlessly. Weakness is punished. Awareness is power. Indecision is fatal.
Those who embrace this philosophy transform. They navigate relationships like chess masters, manipulate outcomes like strategists, and anticipate threats like predators. Every decision is deliberate. Every act is calculated. Every outcome is a reflection of mastery. They are feared, respected, and often misunderstood. And yet, they thrive where the unprepared perish. In the end, the ruthless succeed not because they are heartless, but because they are aware, disciplined, and audacious. The weak cling to comfort. The naive cling to morality. The ambitious, strategic, and ruthless claim reality. The world does not reward fairness. It rewards dominance. It does not forgive hesitation. It rewards decisiveness. And it does not admire sentiment. It rewards effectiveness. So now, armed with this knowledge, act. Observe ruthlessly. Control relentlessly. Execute decisively. The world is yours for the taking. If you are willing to embrace the cold, unflinching reality of survival and dominance. Conclusion: the moment of unleashing. The world does not wait. It never has, and it never will. Every second you hesitate is a second stolen by others, by circumstance, by forces that will never pause for your indecision. Life does not owe you patience, fairness, or clarity. It owes you nothing. And that is your power. In the absence of guarantees, in the chaos of uncertainty, in the void of security, there lies opportunity. Opportunity is raw, unrefined, waiting for those who dare, those who see, those who act. Close your eyes for a moment and feel it, the pulse of potential, the weight of possibility pressing against your chest. Feel the gravity of your own untapped capacity. There is nothing holding you back but hesitation, doubt, and fear. Tear them apart. Throw them into the wind. Every moment you cling to comfort, the world moves without you. Every second you rationalize weakness, someone else claims what could have been yours. The air you breathe, the ground you stand on, the energy you carry, all of it is fuel. Fuel for action, fuel for dominance, fuel for the life you were meant to seize. The truth is brutal. Most people will never awaken. Most people will never realize the magnitude of what they could command. They will drift, stumble, and fade, leaving the stage for the few who understand that existence is not a rehearsal. It is the performance itself. And you are here now. You are awake. You have been shaken, and that shaking is not a warning. It is a call. The universe does not whisper to the unworthy. It shakes the prepared, the aware, the ready. If you feel this tremor in your mind, your body, your very soul, then know this. You are meant to act. Act with ferocity, not with anger, not with chaos, with precision, with intent, with absolute clarity that the life you desire is not waiting for permission, not waiting for luck, not waiting for approval. It exists only for those who reach, who fight, who refuse to relent. This is not metaphor. This is the raw, unvarnished pulse of reality. If you can hear it, if you can feel it, if your hands tingle with the urge to move, to build, to dominate, you are already crossing the threshold from passive existence into uncompromising life. And yet, action alone is not enough. It must be unwavering, relentless. The world will push back. Obstacles will rise like walls made of iron and shadow. Pain will carve its message into your flesh, and failure will taste bitter in your mouth. You will know it intimately. But every scar, every pang, every stumble is fuel. It is proof that you dared, that you reached beyond the comfortable cage of mediocrity. Nothing worth seizing is soft. Nothing worth claiming is gentle. Greatness, power, mastery, they demand a toll. But every coin you pay, every ounce of blood and thought and sleepless night you invest, returns tenfold in freedom, influence, and unshakable strength. Do not waste another moment seeking validation, waiting for signs, or hoping for permission. The moment is now. The moment is here. Your instincts, sharpened by awareness, guided by experience, and ignited by desire, are your compass. Follow them. They will not lead you astray if you dare to trust them. Hesitation is the predator of potential. Delay is the thief of destiny. Move. Move with purpose. Move with audacity. Move as if every breath is borrowed from someone less prepared, less determined, less alive than you. Because it is. There is no safety net. There is no rewinding time. Every decision, every step, every heartbeat is irrevocable. And therein lies liberation. Liberation from doubt. Liberation from fear. Liberation from the illusions of control that bind the masses. You are free, but freedom is not passive. Freedom is seized, carved, wrested from the chaos of the world with every choice you make. You are not here to linger. You are here to command, to claim, to conquer, to leave a mark so undeniable that the universe itself cannot ignore it. Your mind is your most potent weapon, your body the instrument, and your spirit the fire. Cultivate them, sharpen them, respect their power, but do not restrain them. Let them surge. Let them strike. Let them guide you across the threshold of fear into the realm of audacity. Every shadow, every challenge, every whispered doubt from others is irrelevant. They do not define you. They cannot contain you. Only your own hesitation can do that, and you will not allow it. Hear this, and hear it as if the words are carved into your bones. Life is neither fair nor kind. It is indifferent, ruthless, and magnificent. And in its indifference lies your chance. Its ruthlessness is your mirror. Its magnificence is the horizon you will claim. Do not flinch. Do not pause. Do not beg for a path. Forge your own. Step over every obstacle with unwavering resolve. Step through every fear with the courage you did not know you possessed. Step into a power that is yours by right of audacity, not permission. Step into the life that waits, impatient, for you to take it. And in this moment, in this undeniable, terrifying, electrifying moment, remember that the world will never slow down for you. It will not applaud your hesitation. It will not comfort your doubts. It will not forgive your fear. It is a storm, relentless, indifferent, and unyielding. You have only two choices: to be swept away or to seize it, to be consumed or to command it, to drift aimlessly or to carve destiny with your own hands. You are awake now. You are alive now. The tremor in your chest, the fire in your mind, the tension in your limbs, it is not discomfort. It is signal. It is urgency. It is the universe itself telling you that your time is now. To falter is to fail. To hesitate is to surrender. To deny your own power is to dishonor the potential coursing through every vein, every neuron, every breath you take. This is not a call for subtlety. This is a call for totality, for complete, unflinching commitment, for awareness that every choice, every move, every decision shapes not just your life, but the reality you will inhabit, the legacy you will leave, and the dominion you will claim over your own existence. And as you move forward, now, immediately, without pause, know this: there is no applause, no validation, no witness required. You do not act to be seen. You act because action is life itself. Every step is a declaration. Every choice is a conquest. Every breath is proof that you exist in defiance of mediocrity, in defiance of fear, in defiance of the countless forces that seek to diminish, delay, or destroy what you are capable of becoming. So take it, seize it, command it. The world will resist. The world will push. The world will test you at every turn. But resistance is only the forge. The push is only the hammer. The test is only the measure of the fire within. You are not ordinary. You are not passive. You are not weak. You are awake, aware, and unstoppable. You are the storm. You are the predator. You are the force the world cannot contain unless you allow it. And you will not. Rise, move, dominate. Life. Your life begins in this moment. Seize it because no one else will.